Welcome to Your Next Move with Kimberly Brown, and today I am here with Germanee G.
Hi.
So first of all, something, if you know me well, you know that fashion is not my thing. Last season, if you want to go back through some videos, I may or may not have worn Spanx leggings in 50 to 75 to 80% of the episodes. Okay. Yes, but this season I'm fly, and this is the reason why I am fly, because Germanee did all of these things. She does all the things. I love that you say also like image consulting, like you make sure that we come out looking how we want the world to see us.
Right.
I love that. So we need to start with you introducing yourself to the people.
Okay.
And we want to hear receipts.
Oh, you want receipts?
I want receipts.
Okay.
All of them.
So, hi everyone. I am Germanee G. I am the lead stylist of GG&Co styling firm, where I help transform and maintain the image of executives, professionals, as well as entrepreneurs in their spaces that they in. And I help them show up confidently no matter what. So if it's brunch, if it's the red carpet, if it's I need to close $1 million deal, I make sure that the clients look great all the time. So of course I work with Kimberly B.
Yes.
I've also worked with Felicia Butterfield Jones, former vice president of the Recording Academy, Bozoma St. John, formerly the CMO of Netflix.
Yes.
My list could go on.
And on and on. Yes.
McBride Sisters Wines.
Yes.
Melissa Fredericks, Jerry Johnson from Harlem.
Yep.
So not even just entrepreneurs, but also a few celebrities sprinkled in there. Yeah.
Yes. You see that, y'all?
Range.
I'm being dressed by the best.
Oh.
So when we were doing our research about you, one of the things that I did not know is that you went to school for biochemistry.
I did.
So where do we go from biochemistry to wardrobe styling?
Right. Because those are polar opposites,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so I was actually promised my dentist's firm. So after
Interesting.
So after college,
Okay.
after I would have went to dental school, her son did not want her practice. And so she knew that I was interested in the field, and she said, as soon as you're done with school,
Okay.
you'll be my apprentice, and then you can have my dentistry. And
Wow.
so, right. And my parents were like, you know, her future still,
You said.
this is great. This is great. And, you know, black parents are like, doctor, engineer, lawyer, that's it.
You graduated with your own firm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Graduated with my own practice. So, well, now I do have my own firm. So, just a different firm.
Facts.
You know,
Yes.
you know, God works in mysterious ways. So, went to school for biochemistry, went to a fashion show my freshman year, did not know that my school offered fashion. And I just sat there and pondered and said, I could not be in scrubs all day. So, I'm a double major in fashion and dentistry. Exactly. It's not even realistic. And so I went to the fashion college, and I was like, I'm a double major. And he said, no, you have to choose one. And I sat there for about 10 minutes, and he said, after the 10th minute, I've dropped all your biochemistry classes. You're now a fashion major. So he made the decision for me.
Wow.
Yeah. And then my parents found out. My mom cried. She didn't talk to me for the whole summer.
Oh.
It made me promise her that I not work in stores my entire life. And so made her that promise, spent some time in corporate. And, you know, now I'm a stylist. How did I get here? I'm sure you're going to ask me.
So what does mom say now?
Well, mom is very proud.
Yes.
But it took her a long time to get there. And so I believe I was a stylist for about 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And then I got featured in Essence. And that's she was like, oh, my baby, she's made it.
Was it print or digital?
It was digital. But
digital,
she
okay.
still felt like it was something that was braggable.
Yes.
And something that was attainable and tangible enough for her to see some sort of trajectory. So now she's my number one cheerleader when I want to quit. She says, no, we have work to do.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, now you're in my corner. I appreciate that.
Aw.
But yeah, it took her some time to get there.
I'm sure. I feel like with parents and people changing their career path, there's something in a parent's mind that we don't know that allows it to be okay that we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like for my parents, it was the book.
Ah.
It was like when my dad could feel the book, touch the book, it's like, oh, like there's something right here.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing on the internet anymore. Because
Yeah.
when I left my job, he was like, you gonna leave your
official now.
good job, your
Right.
good black job.
Right, exactly.
At this Fortune 100 company
Right.
to go talk to people about DE&I. Like my dad he didn't know. I think now he knows probably what I do. But back then I feel like he was like, She does stuff online. Like,
Right.
she be on Facebook.
You know, they're like, we don't understand.
Yeah.
And their generation is, you get a good job,
Yep.
you stay at that good job, you retire from said good job.
Exactly.
And that's the only track that they understood.
Exactly.
And now we're showing them differently, which helps our generation to show our children better, you know?
That we could do things that are different.
Yeah, bigger possibilities.
So today, I want to really talk to the people about personal style. I want them to leave this episode and not do what I do and just wear Spanx and tops at all time and black turtlenecks.
You know, the default, the uniform.
Exactly, because I think there's something so special. I think so. The first time we worked together was my brand shoot, I think in 2021, probably May 2021.
Yeah.
And I remember the vision I had for myself as an author. It's like, I'm an author, I'm coming out into my own company. I remember talking to you about the level up that I wanted.
Right.
And also not really understand the transition between jobs. I know a lot of your clients are in corporate, they're entrepreneurs, creatives. And as you take on new identities or new levels, it's like you want to step into that.
Right.
And dress is such a big part of it.
It is.
And for me, it just wasn't connecting.
Yeah.
Of like, I know I want to feel like, not that I want to look like anyone in particular, but I wanted to feel like it. I knew dress was a part of how I showed up.
For sure.
So what would you say is a time where you know that, hey, I think I need some help. Like, I need to find a stylist.
Yeah, it's when you can't put the pieces of the puzzle together. It's absolutely when you're like, I'm trying to understand how to show up as my authentic self. And when I try it on my own, it doesn't translate how I need it to translate. So I always say, you know, hire people who are in their zone of genius.
Yep.
I'm in that season now in my own personal business. And so you'll just keep throwing paint at the wall, spending money that you shouldn't be spending, buying clothes that don't fit your body type, buying clothes that don't necessarily reflect exactly who you are.
Yep.
And then you spent all this money and then you're still in the same position that you're in. And so hiring a stylist kind of helps you navigate and really understand, this is exactly what I should be doing. This is exactly how I should be dressing. And even if you're not consistently working with the stylist, you have those tools and those that education that you need to know, okay, when I shop now, I know exactly what I should be buying. I know exactly how I should be showing up. And that's definitely when you need us. And then that actually helps you, you know, play yourself forward in the spaces that you need to be in more confidently.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think one of the situations I wanted to share is that I had a client recently who was in a sales role and was client facing for the first time and was having trouble like being in front of people and feeling confident. I think many times, especially in big corporate environments, we're used to like grays. What is it? Gray, blue, black.
Cream.
Yep, cream.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're feeling froggy, you put a little splash of red in there.
Right.
Splash because like red is acceptable.
Exactly.
But you really have to make sure you're somebody if
Yeah.
you're wearing the red.
Yeah.
And I think that part of like commanding the room, being okay with commanding attention, so much of it, I know I'm not someone, you may think that I'm a big personality, but I'm fine being in the back of the room.
Yeah.
So sometimes your style can help you command a room. What are your
Absolutely.
tips on using style to help like kind of put yourself a little more forward?
Yeah, I mean, even with myself, I'm a very shy individual until you get to know me. And so I kind of use my wardrobe as that conversational spark, because I'm not going to be the one to talk to you first. And so I think it's about, you don't necessarily have to have that statement piece on, but what is that piece that helps you be the most confident version of yourself?
Okay.
What makes you feel most confident? Because then if you feel confident with what you have on, you're going to show up in your spaces differently.
Yes.
And so even if you find a uniform that works for you, you always know, when I put on this blazer and these jeans, I'm going to look and feel my best self, so that whenever I need to network, whenever I need to talk across the table or talk up or talk down to a peer, I know I feel my best self. And so I would always say, find that piece or a few pieces, a few staple pieces that fit your life and style that make you feel your best self. And once you figure that out, continue to play that forward until you can, you know, work yourself up to a different part of style.
I like that. And for me in corporate, and my higher ed, when I say corporate, I mean higher ed, all the things, 9 to 5ing. For me, it was a statement dress. I always had, and I'm very hippie.
Yeah.
So I've always been someone like, oh, let me just put a bodycon on and a blazer.
Yeah.
And I felt good. But then I realized I got to a point where I felt like that uniform, it didn't fit me anymore. Like I wanted to do something different. I think that's why using a stylist can be so important because y'all, if you see the clothes, I have a whole rack right now of clothes that Germanee brought here. There are so many things there that I was like when I put my notes for you, I was like, I don't really like that, but I trust you. I don't really think that's going to work, but I trust you. And 9 times out of 10, I put it on anyways.
Yeah, you got to try it on anyway.
And I like it.
Yeah.
But I think body type, especially for women, could be such a thing for so many different reasons. I know my body right now versus my body in 2014. Like 2014, Kim was ungrateful.
Yeah, stop.
She was ungrateful because she did not understand what having top abs was like and how, like, she was just upset because she didn't have the bottom ab.
Yeah.
But she had the top ones and she did not appreciate being able to see those. 2014 Kim was running sprints on a treadmill. She was doing the most. And I think as we change, especially as women, as we change just in age, throughout our life, just different transitions, whether new job, marriage, divorce, moms, second child, whatever it is, like our bodies really change with what's happening in the world. So when
pandemic.
Pandemic, 100%. So we're thinking about body type. How important do you feel like it is to understand your body type, and what is it about our body types that we need to understand?
Body type is very important because proportion is key, and so it's all about creating the facade of an hourglass. I'm not going to tell you that, I'm not going to not tell you that, let me reframe this and say, I'm not going to say that you should glorify the hourglass. Of course, Kim Kardashian at one point was proportionally balanced. She was, sorry, her body has changed a little bit. But the thing is, your body changes in time. So the body that you had at 16 is not the body that you're going to have at 24. It's not going to be the body that you have at 30, and it's not going to be the body that you have at 50. It ebbs and flows. You gain weight, you lose weight. And so your body type today, you should make sure that you're proportionally balanced. So today, you might be an hourglass. That hourglass figure may change in time. So you could be a little more, your waist is more defined as an hourglass. Or in time, you might gain a little bit of weight, and so it's still an hourglass, but you're a little more full in the middle, and that's fine. It's just trying to figure out the best way to style that type in that frame. Same with me. Like, I am a pear shape, and so I have no boobs at all. Just straight hips and thighs. Don't nothing fit me in the waist because my pants don't fit because my waist is so small, and then I don't got no chest. But now that I'm 30, I'm like, oh, some things changing there. I've been a 4 my whole life, and now I'm a 6. And so I'm like, what is this new body like? And so it's just about creating that proportional balance and making sure that the top half balances out the bottom half. So if you're heavier on the top, make sure that, you know, the bottom of your frame, maybe you wear A-line dresses or, you know, A-line skirts or fit and flare skirts, because then you balance out the top with the bottom.
Got it.
Or because I have no chest, I'm a pear shape, my bottom half is bigger, so then I can wear a ruffle top, because that then makes the bottom half and my top half balance out. And so it's all about creating that proportional balance. And I don't think a lot of people or a lot of women take that into account. And then you try something on and you want to look like an Instagram person, and you're like, well, we don't even have the same body type. And so then how can I take what I like about her outfit and then make that best for me and fit for me? Because if you try to copy paste, it's not going to work out 100%. Because you don't have the same body type.
We were just talking about this. So since Germanee's got in town, we were talking about all of the Amazon drops. Kalana Barfield Brown, her drop with Target. Tabitha Brown, her drop with Target. Like all of these lines that all of us are so excited about wearing. But then we go to events. And we are all wearing the same thing.
Everybody's wearing the same thing.
Whether or not it like fits us the way that it should, or but we don't know how to like augment it. So it's like, okay, this piece may not work for me, but it actually probably does. It's just I just need to wear it differently. Like we don't necessarily know how to change things that we see online. And I think that's where stylists really come in handy. So I want to kind of go back. So when we're thinking about our closets, what are staples? What does everybody, when you were making a list, so this is the time to take out your pen and paper, what is the list that needs to be in your closet. It has to be there.
So what I'm going to actually say is that your staples depend on your own life and style, and also your environment. So someone who lives in San Francisco, their staples are going to look a little bit different because it's pretty much 60 degrees all year long, right?
Yeah, they're lucky.
And then if you, exactly. And then if you live in Miami, your staples are also going to be different because it's a bit warm all year long. But what I will say, what every woman pretty much needs in their wardrobe, a little black dress, I'll always say, something that's going to take you far. You can wear that little black dress to a date. You can wear it to an interview. You can wear it, throw it on with a blazer. You can wear that to an interview. You can wear it to cocktails. It's just something that's tried and true. You're always going to be able to wear. Also, I always say a leather skirt or a leather pant. Always need that. Okay. A good blazer. It's always going to look good. You can dress that up. You can dress that down. I always love wearing blazers with jeans. You need that. And then either a nice crisp white button-up or a white bodysuit. And so, because those are things you can dress up and dress down, and you can do a ton of things with them. I always laugh and joke with my friends. People think that I have a massive wardrobe, and they look at my closet. My friends are like, how are you making all these outfits with this tiny wardrobe? And it's because, one, in growing up, my mom was very much so focused on quality. And so we talked about quality a lot. And so it's about what are those timeless pieces that are going to last you for 3 to 5 years, if not more.
Ooh,
right. You also need a good pair of jeans.
Yes.
You need a good pair of jeans. I used to work at Gap Corporate, so you always need good jeans.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Plug. Yeah.
So what do we think about accessories? Because I think that's something that we forget about. And one of the reasons why I love working with you is because I don't think about the accessories. Like I wear the same earrings all the time. So like the earrings I have on right now, these are not in my, I would have never had these. Yeah. I have studs. Yeah. Studs and little hoops, and that is it. I remember, so I used to love New York & Company back in the day when I was a corporate
they had
woman.
good accessories.
And the issue with the New York & Company, which is like a positive issue for me, how I got all my accessories was because when you check out, they used to have those buy one, get half, get 3/4, plus one, minus one. Like you never have all the numbers you need when you get there.
Right.
It's like, never worked out. I thought it was buy one, get one. It's like, no, it's buy one, get half, but you get that one plus divide plus the math. Right. So I always end up getting accessories because that was the quickest thing. I'd be like, oh, boom, and I would just grab it. So I had all these little accessories. So what are the things you think, in addition to, so we talked about like the bodysuit, we need the black dress, we need the blazer. I love that you said leather pant or leather skirt.
Yeah, absolutely. It elevates the look.
Yes. So what are the accessories we also need to have?
Absolutely. I feel like every woman should have their signature pieces. And so for me, I have the ring that my grandmother gifted me before she died, and then also my Gucci ring. I wear that all the time. Okay. And then I also have an infinity necklace that my mother gave me, and then my G that I got from Amazon. I love it. But I never take it off. And so find those pieces that, and you said you have your diamond studs that you wear all the time. So find those pieces that are unique and are signature to you. Things that, either you don't have to spend a ton of money. I told you I got my G necklace from Amazon. But things that are going to feel most unique to you, and they don't have to be overpowering or, over the top. Got it. These are basically the staples that are unique to you for accessories. Then find some things that are like, oh, these are my statement accessories. I'm going to throw these on. Like your earrings now, they're a nice staple. Yes. I mean, they're a nice statement earring. So when I have on, a solid colored dress, I can throw on this statement earring and be like, oh, this really elevated my look. Okay. I think of shoes as accessories as well. So if you are not trying to spend a lot of money, or you gravitate toward black or neutrals, I always say, like, play with color through shoes or handbags. And so I think you should just think about it more like holistically and well-rounded. Like, don't forget the accessories. They really elevate the look, because even us, when we were trying on things yesterday, once we put on the shoes and the earrings, it was like, oh wow, let's take it to a different level. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Yes.
I love that. So let's talk about comfortability in fashion. Oh yeah. Because I used to feel like if I was fly, I probably wasn't supposed to be able to breathe. Okay. Or my feet were gonna be aching, so I don't do heels, y'all. So every single time Germanee put me in some heels, I'm making all the sounds. Yes. I'm walking.
Get me out of this.
I can't do it. They just be hurting. So shoes aren't my accessory, but I feel like
you could do sneakers.
I could do sneakers. But do you feel like there's an element, especially for women, that we need to be okay being uncomfortable to be fly?
No, I think you should definitely be comfortable comfortable. And comfort means very different things to very different people. I am a heel person, so, I will wear a chunky heel or a low heel. Either way, I'm walking out with a heel. That's comfortable for me. I think that where some women get it wrong is they feel like comfort is, these are my Lululemon leggings, and I'm going to throw on a t-shirt and I'm comfortable. But does that comfort make you feel your best self? So when you think about comfort, what is comfortable to me that still helps me feel like the best version of myself? So earlier today, I was wearing a button-up with leather shorts and a sweatshirt, and I felt like a G. I can do all the things.
Yep.
I can still show up for work. I still feel great. And I was very comfortable. And so I could throw that on with a heel or I could throw it on with sneakers. So what still makes you feel comfortable and in your own skin, but still very confident at the same time? So I think you have to think about that in that lens. And it doesn't necessarily have to be my favorite t-shirt and my favorite leggings.
Got it.
Yeah.
I love that, and that's why Germany will be back to do a closet cleanse, so I can be fly all year, all the time. Because I think it's very much like that. I feel like
you shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable either.
100%. I think I haven't found that balance for myself yet. I'm definitely working on how do I be fly going to the grocery store, look and feel good, not like please let nobody see me.
Right.
Is that balance? So. As we talk about balance again, I want to talk about your personal style and your corporate style, because I feel like there's a movement for being your authentic self. We have another guest this season, Lenny Williams, where we're going to be talking a lot about authenticity and what it's like to be yourself. And I think fashion is a big part of that. There's an element of, I probably would not have worn this outfit in a stakeholder meeting in my last corporate job. Yeah. It's like, how do I bring me in a way that is authentic to the workplace? Like, how do you work with your clients to kind of merge that?
Absolutely. One, I'm going to say that you should always feel like your authentic self. And if you are feeling like you're toning down yourself, then you're not going to show up as your best self. Yeah. And so I say that there should always be a part of you no matter what room you're in, even if you have to.
I like that. Yeah. We need to stop. There will always be a part of you. Yes. No matter what room that you're in.
No matter what room that you're in.
I like that.
And you're supposed to be in that room.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Received.
And I think a lot of women in the corporate space, they take a step back because they don't want to be perceived as too powerful. They don't want to be perceived as, I'm showing up as I'm too big in the room. Like, I want to be smaller. I want to pull back. And I don't think it's about having that statement piece. It's about what makes you feel confident. And so I believe that you should always show exactly who you are. Now, how does that look in different spaces? And so when I work with my corporate clients in particular, we talk about, what's most authentic to you. So I have a client who's very Afrocentric. How does that translate into your corporate offices? Is it through your jewelry? Is it through a top that you're wearing? And then do we then pair that top with a blazer and a matching pant? Got it. Yeah. And so it's about also knowing your audience, right?
That's the part I feel like that we can be our authentic selves, but we also have to understand the rooms that we're in.
Yeah. But also I think that when you don't take away your individuality and you show up, and Bozeman St. John is probably like the best version of this. Doesn't matter where she's going.
Never.
Bose is going to be her, okay?
Yes.
Whether she's at Apple, Netflix, whether she's at Essence Fest, she's going to be in the loudest, most expressive outfit that makes her feel like herself. Mind you, she's also in marketing. So she can attain a different presence. Yes. In a different outfit because of that. Yeah. Now, everyone should not take on that particular persona, if you will, but you should always show up authentically. And how does that feel best to you? Never shrink yourself, And so I think that's the best way I can kind of articulate it. Know your audience, but also know yourself, because if you shrink yourself, then what good is that doing to the people in the room?
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. I like that. So as we think about like the actual like art of shopping.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because I think there's an art of shopping.
I do it for a living.
Yes, I'm sure. I always think about, one of my girlfriends used to say that she's so fly. Like, I just need to like, but she's a lot smaller than me. So I'm like, I need to like lose some of this hips and booty so I can just be in her closet, because I would just shop there. In her closet. She has like a routine of like going to look at the stores like at a regular cadence. Like, what do you recommend for someone who is like building a wardrobe? Should they be like, let's get a capsule wardrobe together and just go for it, and then when I get tired of it, I get something else? Or is there like a cadence at which we should be like looking to refresh and look at things?
Yeah, so for me, what I always tell clients is to think of your wardrobe methodically. It shouldn't always be, oh, it's the next season, so it's time for me to go buy some things. Think about, you know, what is it? Have I covered off on my staples? Have I covered off on my key item pieces? Have I covered off on the statement pieces in my wardrobe? And in this season, do I need to buy a new statement coat? Maybe I don't, because I already have one from last season. This works well. It's still in good condition. I don't need to buy anything. Maybe I just need to buy a new pair of shoes to spruce up this look, right? So I don't think you have to transcribe to what retailers are saying or what Vogue is saying or Elle is saying, like, buy this right now. Of course, this is going to make the money, period. Yeah. But think about, what do I need to round out my closet? I don't buy a lot or quite often, actually, because I shop for y'all for a living, right?
Yes, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
But when I am shopping, I'm thinking about, okay, do I need to buy a new pair of jeans because, you know, the new denim style is wide leg? Do I have wide leg? Does that feel best for my body type? If I check yes, okay, maybe I need to buy that. Okay. Or, you know, do I need a new leather jacket? I do love my old leather jacket, but maybe there's a new style out. So I want to try that one. Does that look good on me? I'm going to keep that. But also remember, I will always tell everyone, when you're buying things in your wardrobe, make sure that you can wear them 3 to 5 different ways. Because if you can't have that versatility, it shouldn't be in your wardrobe.
Oh, I love that. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we're coming to a close.
Okay.
This is the Your Next Move podcast.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm really focusing on this season, I want to ensure that all of our guests, when y'all come here, you're letting us know what we need to do. Okay. Like, so that we can make whatever our next moves are.
Yeah.
So talking to my listeners, or viewers if you're on YouTube, what is one major tip for someone who's ready to elevate their style? Like, what should they start doing today after they're done listening to this episode?
Yeah, I would say go look in your closet and think about, like, are you happy with what you have? Like, does my closet spark joy? It feels very Marie Kondo of me to say.
Yeah, right? We'll take it. We'll take it.
But, like, does my closet spark joy? And if the answer is no, what are the pieces that are not providing me with that joy? And maybe I need to take those out. And if maybe, you know, I feel like I can work with this, then what are the elements that I need to piece with this to make this work and ebb and flow with my everyday style? Instead of like overhauling everything, I think when people hear personal stylist or see someone with style, they're like, I gotta get rid of everything right now. No, don't get rid of everything. I promise you probably have some good gems in there. So just think about what is making you feel good, and then think about pieces that maybe you need to make you feel more confident in yourself.
God, I love that. And I'm just going to second, like, one of the first times I met you in Atlanta, I remember, so Germany travels.
Yes, everywhere.
All the time. Like, we joke and say Germany has no home.
I really don't.
Like, based in Charlotte, but I don't think I've ever talked to you and you were actually in Charlotte at home.
Yeah, no.
And she'll be gone for, like, weeks at a time and remixing these outfits. Yeah. And I'll see you wear something, like, 5 or 6 different ways. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that you practice what you preach. I think so many times when we see stylists, we're just like, oh, they're never re-wearing anything. Yeah. And that's just not how, like, the everyday person can be.
Correct.
So I think there's so many opportunities to remix things. I think we don't think about them. And I also just invite people that if you are really struggling, I never thought that I would have a stylist. Like, ever.
Some people don't feel like it's attainable.
They don't feel like it's attainable. Yeah. Like, I feel like a little bougie. I was like, oh, look, my stylist is coming tomorrow. My friend's like, yo, stylist? That's who's coming over? It's like, oh, yeah, she's helping you? So now we can't get dressed. That's what we can't do.
We can't get myself dressed.
But it's attainable.
Yeah.
It's much more affordable than you think.
Yeah, it is.
And
I'm not just saying that.
Yes, I think I said A 2 times. So C. When I see you one time it's like I'm good for a good amount of time.
Right.
It's not like I see you one time and then it's like, okay, every single time I need something,
Absolutely.
I learn something. And I think as someone who has a hard time dressing, the learning is what really, really helps
I'm big
me.
on the education.
So I'm like, oh, I didn't know that I could wear that with that. So it feeds me for a while.
Right.
Of course, I would just love to have you every day. Like, I'm going on a date. Can you get this little outfit together for me right quick?
Right.
But I don't need to.
Yeah.
Because you teach people, when you work with a stylist, it teaches you how to look at your own clothes differently.
Absolutely.
To shop differently.
Absolutely.
And just feel your best inside and out.
Yeah.
So with that, I know we've talked a lot about how to help the people today.
Yeah.
But I need to know, you are doing so much.
I do a lot.
You do a lot.
I do a lot.
You do a lot. But what is your next move?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. I haven't like sat and really like took the time to think about it because I'm so always ahead as far as like doing all the things. But right now, my next move is really scaling, getting my team to
Yay!
a good spot and teaching other stylists how to really help other women show up confidently so that I can get married, have kids and all the things and not be carrying my rack. But also
Not carrying the rack.
rolling that rack at 40, I can't do it. But also I always have had the goal. I always said, I'm going to be the Black Rachel Zoe. I'm going to have products in stores. I'm going to be selling books, having classes. And so I have always been focused on making style and fashion attainable to all women. And so I think that, you know, when you think about stylists, it's very daunting. You're like, oh no, it's for celebrities, or oh no, I can't afford it. So how can I make my business a little more accessible to those who are like, okay, like, yes, she's accessible to some. This might not be my price point. So then how do I scale myself through a course or maybe a book? So, you know, just thinking about new avenues of how to provide women the opportunities to show up as their best selves is where I'm going.
I
and
love
also
it.
a family.
And a family. Claiming it. I really hope this is a clip that we can save and bring back.
Manifest.
And I'm like, oh, let's cut this and like send this to Germany.
Yes.
In October 2022, she said this.
Listen.
And boom, bang, shabam, here it is.
Amen.
I
I'm
love
going to
it.
receive that already.
Yes. Oh, I love it. So tell the people, where can they find you?
Yes.
Where are you on the internet?
Okay, you can find me at LinkedIn. It's Germanee Gerald. You can find me on Instagram, Germanee_G. I am not on Twitter, you guys, but maybe one day. And then my website, www.GG&CoStyling.com. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming
Of course.
today.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
I enjoyed this.
Yes, we had a good time. So y'all, with that, I hope that you learned so much about developing your own personal sense of style. Yeah. We will link all the things below in the show notes, and may your next move be your very best move.
Yeah.